Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're going to talk about some trucking etiquette and also about the Schneider load board, which is the air board you might have seen the video about, maybe. It's new. It's Schneider's all-in revenue board, which is what I run. We'll get to that. I wanted to take a minute and talk about some trucking etiquette that I'm seeing at truck stops, and I'm trying to figure out why is it that we as truck drivers have no respect for each other, and I can't figure out why, because we all do the same thing, and we should respect each other. For the example I'm trying to make is I sit here, come in to get a shower at the truck stop here. I believe this is Henson, Oklahoma. I'm at the Love's truck stop. Went in to get a shower, and there's 4 or 5 ahead of me, which is normal for this time of day. And the guy proceeded to tell me that 3 of them in the shower has been in there for over an hour and a half. Now, I understand we pay for these showers. Sometimes we don't. Depends if you got, the Love's card or whatever. I get, your personal time, but keep in mind, you got drivers behind you that just want to get showers. They might have to want to get a quick shower before they go pick up or deliver, or something like that. I mean, we need to try to be courteous to other drivers and think, we're in this together. I just want to speak on that a minute. I can't understand why. Yeah, the showers, they're nice here, but they ain't that nice. I'm not going to stay in there an hour and a half in a shower. 30 minutes, 45 minutes, that's plenty to do what you need to do. Just felt like I needed to say something about that. But let's try to get along, guys. We're all in this together. We're all doing the same thing. So that said, it's not a load board. I started when I come to Schneider with through SFI with as an owner operator. You automatically get put on the air board, the all-in revenue board. It's a new thing. They started in March. It combines loads from, you got dedicated, you got spot markets, you got, your regular boards, whatever. It combines all of them together into one. I think they got the Schneider Choice board, is what it's called. They still have that, as far as I know, but I think eventually it's going to go into all-in board. Everything will be on one. That's what I think is going to happen. I can't prove that, but from what I'm seeing, that's probably the direction that it's heading. As far as the board goes, it brings up your loads. Wherever you search at, it's going to bring them up. You can search by town. You can search by state only if you want to. You can search by date. You can go back for the whole month if you want to. You can see, and that kind of helps you see kind of where the market is and what's going on, and it shows you how what freight in your area has come in and out, or deliveries and shipping and receiving stuff. So it will tell you deadhead miles. It'll tell you, of course, it tells you what it's paying per mile. You don't always look at cents per mile because it's got the total revenue at the top of each one. That shows you what that load pays, and I believe that is also with your fuel surcharge added into the revenue. So that's the reason they call it, the all-in revenue. So you don't have to figure up, your fuel on your trips and stuff. It's already figured in there, so it kind of helps. I wish it was a little more transparent as far as what the load is. You know, show you a little more detail on everything about the load. You can only see that information after you assign the load. So, wish they'd change that up. You know, give you kind of an idea what you're picking up. It will show you the weight if you're interested in that, which of course we are. We want light loads for the most part, especially running the mountains. Anywhere really helps on fuel mileage. But I wish it would be a little more transparent in that part of it. It does not show you that information until you actually assign the load to yourself, which generally takes a few minutes to do. I haven't run into any problems where it would take longer than a couple of minutes to assign it to your board for your pre-assignment. We have the mobile app, which is on the phone, of course, and it's also on our tablet. It's in our trucks. It's attached to the trucks. We can pull it up on there as well. You can search, you know, 0 to 500 miles radius of where you're at, or if you got a load that's going to a certain state, if you want to look in that state and see what's coming out, and where it's going to, stuff like that, you can do that. So it's pretty good in that aspect. It shows you pretty much everything. And the board itself is, I mentioned in the first video that it's a learning curve. Learn to string the loads together and make that work. It can be a challenge sometimes if you ain't got certain loads that will match up with you, what you're trying to do, where you're trying to get to. If you, and of course, you have loads canceled. You know, load cancel on is going to mess your loads up anyway. So, but you can recover from that. You can add loads in, you can take them away. You have to get in touch with your BOA to do that, but it's on the app itself where you can insert loads in case that happens, and they work with that. What I see, what I hear, they're pretty good at working with you on pretty much anything, really. I haven't heard people complain about it. I've talked to several drivers about the load board itself. Everybody seems to be in par with it. They say it's better. Some people say it's worse because of the transparency in the where the pickup is and stuff like that, because you can't see that. You can just see where it's going. You see the day and the time it picks up or delivers, but you can't see the carrier itself, or should I say the company itself, until you have already pre-assigned the load to you. Then you can see the details of that and what you need to know at that shipper or receiver. That's the only thing I see that I don't care for. I'd like to know where it's going and what it is before I pick it up. But maybe they'll change that. And like I say, they just started this thing last month, 1st of March, I think it was. So I'm sure they probably going to add updates to it and stuff like that. I'm sure that's coming, because I'm being told that the choice board, the Schneider choice board, you can actually see that. You can see the shipper and receiver and what it is, and a little more transparent than the all-in revenue board is. So I'm still learning the board, but for about 2 weeks now. I'm still learning the board. I'm learning to string the loads together. That's going to be the key to it. Right now I work on doing two, 3 loads, mainly 2, until I get more used to what's going on and understand a little better. And as I do, and if I get an update on it and learn something new, I'll put it out there for you. This is hopefully going to help guys that's coming in, seeing the load board for the first time. Don't be intimidated by it. If I can learn it, anybody can. So the more you mess around with the load board, the more you understand it, the better it gets, the easier it gets. keep in mind that's your money. So you absolutely want to have complete understanding of how that board works and what you can and can't do. So with that said, you need to pay attention to what you're booking on the load board. Make sure that you're looking at the stops, at the times. Some of them have 2 stops. I've seen it up to 5 stops on a load. So pay attention to that when you're booking it. If you string loads together, you don't want something to pop up that you didn't see. It might have had 3 stops on it instead of 2, and that possibly could throw your next load off time-wise if you ain't careful. So just pay attention to that. You make sure you understand. Just take your time with it. When you find a load that you want to take, all you do is tap on the load, and it'll have a sign load at the bottom of it. You hit that, it goes into the system. I'm assuming to somebody or through the computer, and it takes a few minutes. It'll come back. It'll say successfully assigned to you, whatever that says. And that's when you know you actually have the load. You don't have it until it says that. You might have to refresh the page itself for it to show. I've had to do that, but it generally a couple of minutes it pops up there, and I would even say a couple of minutes, 30 seconds, that it's pre-assigned to you. So they're pretty efficient with that. So I guess what I'm saying is, fear of missing a load, you think you got to be in a hurry before somebody else grabs it. Some of that may be true because you're probably not the only one watching that load, so you're going to pay. If it's a load you want, I'd say go ahead and grab it when you can. Again, you might not be the only one watching that load. They might be working it in their string of loads or whatever it is. Everybody sees that board. Owner operators do right now. So I think Schneider has 3,000. I think owner operators. I could be wrong with that number, but it's up there. So keep in mind, you got all these other people watching these loads as well. So if you see something you want, it works with what you're doing, go ahead and assign the load to you. You can also put them in your favorites if you've got a bunch of loads coming out of, we'll just say Dallas. A lot of loads come out of Dallas. You might have 100 loads. You scroll through there, find the ones that meet your criteria, what you want cents per mile, or maybe the area you want to go. You can hit a little star on there, and it'll put it in your favorites for you, and you can keep scrolling. Kind of saves time. And when you want to go back to them, you go to your favorites, and it's there. You'll see them there, so you don't have to go back through and try to find that load again if you wanted it. So it's got some features that works. It's pretty nice. Like I say, I've only been out for a couple weeks. I'll give you updates as I get them, and we'll see where it goes. I will be doing a video probably next week. I'm finally gonna make it home, see the family for a few days, and then get back at it. But do me a favor, guys, like and subscribe, hit that bell notification for me. Leave comments. Let me know if I've got something wrong. Let me know about the board itself. Again, I'm still learning, and I guess we'll learn together if you don't know about it. But the guys that's been working Schneider load board or Schneider, if you know something I don't, please share it with me, and I'll put it out to the other people and work together with it. I will close the video with that. Again, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. I'll answer every comment you send to my best of my abilities. Like I say, I've only been a couple of weeks. But with that said, have a great rest of your weekend. God bless.